Oh boy. Okay, so it's time for a collection video, clearly. This, I figured with the latest, with the PS5 coming out and the new gen here and everything like that, I figured I would go ahead and knock out my PS4 collection. I was unaware of how many games I had for it, though, that I have just apparently amassed over the years. And there's going to be quite a few parts. So, wow. Yeah. Why don't we just get started? I'm also not going to be doing any, there will be a few games in here that I have collector's editions for, just because I took them out at some point and just didn't put them back in the collector's edition boxes. But there's a few that you won't see here that I have shown off in other videos, so if they're like Final Fantasy 12, Final Fantasy 15, I don't think are out here. So anything like that that I've done before, those will be in other videos. But I do have those games too, so just go watch all my videos. Just go watch them all. You get the full experience. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, you know how I do it. I just go through and yeah. I guess I'll just start from the top. It took me forever to get this stuff down here. Okay, first one's up. We've got Destiny 1 and 2. So, funny enough, I picked up Destiny 2 for it was on sale. I think I got it for maybe $5 on Amazon. And then I also went ahead and just got it digitally because it was free at one point. And I was like, why not? Because then I don't have to change the disc out, so I have it. In Destiny 1, I remember getting this and playing the hell out of it when it first came out. The gunplay in these games is so solid, so great. Bungie really knows how to do good, solid gunplay. And I have a lot of fun with it. The only thing is, I'm not crazy about the grind. I play this stuff, and if you've got a group to play with, it's even better. I would love to play more of Destiny 2. I just don't have anybody to play with at the moment. So, Destiny 1, I've done pretty much everything in there as far as the content. I haven't grinded for a year or anything like that, and I don't really plan on doing it. Destiny 2, there's still a bunch of content I haven't done, and it felt more grindy. I don't know, maybe it's because I was playing Destiny 1 with people. Destiny 2, man, though, it's taken me a long time to do anything. I'll still hop in every now and then because I really, really just like the gunplay a lot. So I'll just get the itch to want to hop in and just shoot some aliens and stuff. So yeah, but really solid games nonetheless. And if you play Destiny 2 on anything and you ever want to game with me, let me know. Red Dead Redemption 2. Fantastic game. Rockstar knocked it out of the park. I played this, I think I finished it in a week, maybe 2 weeks. And I didn't do all there was to do because there was just so much. But honestly, God, the scenery and the music, and Arthur Morgan's a great character. I really like the whole cast in this game. And man, it's just so sad. But it's really cool how they, led it into the first Red Dead. And I really, really, really cannot recommend this enough if you have not played it. Especially if you're a Rockstar fan, Grand Theft Auto, that kind of thing. Borderlands 3. I finished this with Adrian and Amy, his wife. And I had a blast playing with them. I don't know that I would have had as much fun playing solo. Borderlands just really isn't, at least for me, a solo game. I played it with them and had a good time because we actually, kind of went through and played it like I played it. I did a whole video on the Borderlands series and my opinion on it. So go check that out if you want to hear more thoughts on what I think about Borderlands. Next is a game I have not played, and as it is tradition with all my collection videos, there's I have so many. There's quite a few here that I have not played. So, again, I apologize in advance. Valkyrian Arc. So, I haven't played it, like I said, but the box art really caught my attention. And apparently it's like you are like in charge of a school that trains heroes to go out and do things or something. I don't know, that's how it looks and how it sounds. And it kind of like made me think of the Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles My Life as a King that was on the Wii. And I really, really would like to see them bring that back in some capacity. I'd love to see them put it on Switch or something, because I really, really enjoyed that game. It was a fun little time killer. And that's kind of what made me think of this. Or what made me think of that when I saw this. Words. So I definitely want to jump into this at some point, just because, like I said, I think the box art is really neat. And it just looks, like JRPG style, my kind of game. So, next is another 2 games that I have not played. But man, I am so stoked to eventually get into Shenmue 1 and 2. I just freaking, have heard amazing things about this from the Dreamcast. I've heard some people say, it's really mundane. There's a lot of, menial activities that are kind of and stuff like that. It hasn't aged super well. But I remember when it came out, it was a big deal, and I'm somebody who can play those older games and put myself into that mindset of playing it when it came out. So I'm really looking forward to playing these at some point. I just need to buckle down and do it. But I really, really would like to get into them at some point, because especially with all the reactions, because people are up here or down here on it. It's one of those. Okay, so. Next, we've got Digimon Story, Cyber Sleuth, Hacker's Memory. I have played the first one, which I meant to put them together, but it's somewhere mixed in here, so I will get to that at some other point. Have not played this one yet, but I really enjoyed the first one, so I'm definitely looking forward to getting this one at some point. And I don't know if you can transfer saves or anything, because I finished the first one. I really liked it. So I'm looking forward to this. If you can, cool, because that'd be awesome to bring, whatever I can over to that. Next is Nier Automata. I've talked a little bit about this before. I think we did a pickups video. I did finish it and got the platinum via the buying the trophies at the end. But I did do, I think, 4 or 5 endings, the main ones that you really want to do to get the complete experience. And I've said this before. If you've started this game and you've only done 1 playthrough, you really owe it to yourself to do at least 3, because you'll do 1 for each character, and I really, really highly recommend that, because the story gets a lot better and the gameplay is just really, really solid in this. It's so good. So yeah, definitely recommend that game as well. Next up is Fairy Tail, and I am a big fan of the anime. I love the high adventure fantasy style with really, really amazing music and watching a JRPG basically in anime form. And that's exactly what this game is. It's just a continuation of the show. If you're not a fan of the anime, I wouldn't recommend this game, because as a JRPG, it's a very, very just basic, nothing special that makes it stand out really, in my opinion. But I loved it just because I love the characters, I love the world and the lore. And just being able to use all these party members and get to know them a little bit more as an extension of the show. So it was kind of neat. So if you're a fan of the show, I definitely recommend it. Absolutely, that's what it was made for, was fans. The next few. So I have never played a Lego game for more than 10 minutes. And that was only one, which was Lego Marvel Superheroes. And I didn't stop because I didn't want to. I bought it because my cousin was staying with me for a few days. We played some co-op a little bit, and then something came up where I had to stop playing, and then just never went back to it. I have amassed a few other ones. I got Marvel Superheroes, The Hobbit, Harry Potter Collection, and Jurassic World. Most of them I've got because I've heard nothing but great things about these games, and I am super excited to actually give one a fair shot at some point. But I have heard, I basically bought them on like if I see them on Amazon or something, they're like, oh, hey, 10, 15 bucks or something like that, I'll be like, all right, get it. So that's kind of where I got, most of these. The only one I think I paid, I don't even think I paid full price for it, but the only one I paid close to full price for was the Marvel Superheroes, because that's, when it came out. But looking forward to getting into those at some point. I know I need to. So next up we got, my PSVR games. So first up, just came out, that is Star Wars Squadrons. I haven't played too much of it, but what I have played, this is so much fun. I love just space combat games in general, and being able to put yourself into an X-Wing or a TIE Fighter in VR, this is what you want. This is just wonderful. And I really, really cannot wait to get deeper into it. I'm in the middle of playing Assassin's Creed Rogue right now, but once I finish that, I'm going to probably finish the campaign in this. So I'm really looking forward to getting back into that one. Next up is Battlezone. I remember the old school one and being like the futuristic looking game. It was just lots of polygons on the screen. But I remember seeing this for VR and I was like, oh cool, tank battles and stuff. And I got it and I played it and I was like, I remember just not being crazy about the controls. It's been a long time since I've even tried it, but I remember the controls I was not a fan of it. So I don't know. It'd be interesting to go back at some point and check it out. But yeah, Battlezone. Next is Eagle Flight. There's a few games that I recommend to people when they first try my PSVR, if they've never done it before. And Eagle Flight is one of them that I say, like, here's what you do. You're basically just an eagle flying through post-apocalyptic, I think, Paris. And so you're just like, flying around. Nature has taken over all the buildings again. There's no humans, but there are like animals all over the place. So you see a ton of wildlife, plenty of places to fly. And you move by moving your head, and it's all motion detected. It's just a really, really relaxing, fun game. I mean, it can be kind of crazy when you start being risky with your flight and stuff, but just to kind of like look around and see the beauty of the map that they've created is really, really cool. PlayStation VR Worlds. This I think I got when I first got my PSVR. It was a no-brainer because it came with like 5 games. London Heist is one that everybody that has tried my PSVR loves. It's the one where you're a criminal and you're trying to basically get money and get away from other criminals, and everybody loves it. It's great. Scavenger's Odyssey is a game where you're mining asteroids and stuff. It's the only PSVR game that I've played that actually made me sick. I did it with some Dramamine and I was fine, but without the Dramamine, I felt really, really got motion sickness, and I don't typically get motion sickness, so it took quite a bit for me to get that. Ocean Descent is another one that I usually recommend to people because you don't really play, you don't do anything. It's just kind of a ride. You're just in a cage and you're dropped down to the ocean, and so you're looking around, seeing all the sea life, and then it eventually gets attacked by a shark, and it's just really, really cool. VR Luge. You're doing a luge down the street and you're moving. It's fine. And Danger Ball. I don't even remember that one, to be honest with you. I don't know that I've even done that one more than once or something. Ocean Descent, London Heist are the 2 that I've done the most on there. Both very fun. PlayStation VR demo disc just has a bunch of random demo games on here, so it's I wish PlayStation went back to doing demo discs. Those were cool in the old days, like the PS1 and PS2 that had them. They were really fun. I think PS2 had demo discs, didn't it? I know PS1 did for sure. Werewolves Within. This one and Star Trek Bridge Crew, which I have digitally, they're my 2 favorites by far, hands down. Werewolves Within, when this first came out, man, it's just so much fun. Just playing like a whodunit, sitting around a campfire with other people and talking, trying to figure out clues and get people to lie and lying yourself and all this stuff. And I like to do funny voices, and sometimes I talk like Stewie from Family Guy. Come on, Brian. I do that. And then I just really, really enjoyed the hell out of this game. I don't know if it's still active. I don't know if people still play. I don't know if they've even done any updates or improvements to it or anything. But when it first came out and I played the hell out of it, it was so much fun. Ace Combat 7 Skies Unknown, a game that I tried when I first got it, and I have not played more of, and I want to really bad, because I really like, again, those aerial combat games. So I really need to get into this more. I don't know that I'll necessarily do it in VR, because I did it in VR and I wasn't super crazy about it. I want to kind of try it without it to see how that goes, but I really, really dig the Ace Combat games, so super, super excited to dive into that more at some point. Batman Arkham VR. I have not played this myself, but I have seen several people play it. And it's really, really cool just because from what I understand, you really feel like Batman. And watching people do the stuff on the screen where, you got the Move controller, you're using the tools and everything like that, it's really neat. So I definitely need to try it at some point because it looks really cool. And then this is probably the game I played the most, and that is Eve Valkyrie. Again, I love space combat. I freaking loved this game and just went to town on it when I first got it. I played this nonstop for a while. And for some reason, this didn't make me motion sick at all. But man, it is such a blast to play. And I don't think this is one that's supported anymore, really. But man, I had so much fun with this, and I really enjoyed it. I'll probably call it there. So that's part 1 of God knows how many of my PlayStation 4 collection. I will see you next week for some more. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I'll see you next week, and as always, keep on gaming.